I just wanted to do a quick supplement to that previous video to just go through the list real quick and kind of highlight a few things about the topics. So again, I recommend using the Britannica resource to just go in, search each one real quick, and just get a basic kind of scan like, yeah, this sounds interesting. No, this doesn't. But I recommend there's some of these in here that you just might not necessarily jump out at you, but that are awesome. Gravitational lensing is fantastically interesting. It's where gravity gets so strong it can bend light. The LIGO detector detected gravitational waves recently and is kind of a game changer. Scientists were saying it's up there with the invention of the telescope. It's really going to change the way we look at our universe. Fission is how we get power from nuclear energy. Maglev is a fascinating thing. Magnetic levitation to create friction, reduce friction or frictionless surfaces and things like that. It's mostly with trains right now, but there's other applications. Multiverse theory is really, really interesting. It'll mess you up a little bit, but it's really, really cool. The Large Hadron Collider, we talked about that back earlier in our year. It was the super collider where they speed particles up to 99.99999% the speed of light. It's the largest man-made thing in the world. Um, Superconductivity, superconductors, $1 billion idea here, really interesting. Atomic clocks, surprisingly interesting. Antimatter is great. Dark matter, dark energy, you'll have to dig a little deeper to kind of understand these. They're not just like, oh, dark matter, how cool. Um, but they are really fascinating. But you just need to get into it a little deeper with those. Black holes are awesome. Wormholes, great. Space junk almost always ends up being the best presentation out of all of them. Just interesting stuff. A star life cycle. How do stars kind of like born and die and blow up and all that kind of stuff. Extrasolar planets looks at planets outside of our solar system. These are a set of three or four different space probes, but you can just pick one and what what went into making that spacecraft, what kind of discoveries it made. Juno is around Jupiter right now. It's doing some cool stuff. If you're interested in aliens, Fermi's paradox is a fantastic one. The Drake equation also deals with the search for extraterrestrial life. I just think this one's a little more interesting than that one. These are more challenging topics, and I would say if you are feeling up to it, dive into one of these. I feel like there's a lot more here. There's some robust stuff, and did I just say robust? Anyways, um, really awesome stuff. General relativity, you hear about this Einstein stuff. Special relativity deals with like time dilation and time travel, that kind of stuff. Quantum computers could change our entire world overnight, but it's just kind of confusing what's getting at. If you're into space travel, ion propulsion is pretty cool. I threw E equals mc squared in here. It's an equation everybody hears all the time. What was actually mean is fairly deep and pretty complicated. It's a subset of special relativity, so it's hard. Maybe you've heard of Schrodinger's cat before. That a cat in a box is both alive and dead. That illustration's simple, but the concept underlying it is quantum superposition. It's really challenging. So if you're looking for a huge challenge, this one can be interesting. All these are interesting, but so I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of those. Happy hunting.